How's it going, everyone? Today we're going to be doing an updated review of my Schecter Johnston Diamond Series signature guitar. If you like this video, guys, please make sure to subscribe, make sure to like, comment down below if you have this guitar, what your favorite features of it are. So without further ado, let's get into it. I bought this Schecter guitar back in July 2022, so exactly 2 years ago. And basically, it's been my main gigging guitar ever since. I'll cut to the chase completely with this review. I have so many positives to say versus negatives. And I have to say, there's not really much to criticize on this guitar. I'll pop the specs to the right of this video right here. Yes, this is not the full-blown made in the USA Schecter Johnston guitar. This is an Indonesian version. But do not let that fool you. This guitar is absolutely great. I actually would prefer to have this versus the USA Schecter Johnston. And the reason is because I like more affordable guitars. Whenever I'm dinging them or banging them at gigs, I'm not going to be as upset as if it was an expensive model. So really good for gigging, practical instrument, not something that you're going to put, you know, in the closet somewhere for 40 years. So yeah, right. So what makes this guitar so great? Well, the first thing is price point. For the price, you get a lot of guitar. And it's not just the fact that you get, you know, the nice locking tuners to make string changes easier. It's not just the fact that you get, you know, the 2-point trem and the Schecter pickups and the really flat fretboard radius and jumbo frets. It's the fact that after 2 years, these things have still been working flawlessly. I've not had any issues with any part of this guitar whatsoever. The trem is fantastic. I can dive bomb and still be in tune. I know that is crazy to say, but yeah, sometimes I treat it like a Floyd Rose. I am an Ibanez guy at the end of the day. I absolutely love the flat radius and the jumbo frets. It makes it super easy to do legato. The machine heads and the locking tuners work absolutely perfect. It's very rare for this guitar to slip out of tune significantly. With new strings, it might slip a tiny little bit, but that's to be expected with all guitars. My favorite thing about this guitar though has to be the pickups. I honestly don't know how they made such incredible pickups for this range of guitar. They sound amazing. I said it in my last review and I'll say it again. I don't know why you would ever need to replace these pickups. Especially in position 5 here. That neck pickup tone is just heaven for a single coil. Even under high gain, the articulation in this pickup is crazy. I use this pickup all the time under high gain, and the articulation and the transient of the notes still poke out. Nice attack. It's great. I will just literally stay on this for hours and hours and hours, this one pickup. It's my favorite one out of the bunch. In terms of other pickups I like, obviously the bridge, humbucker. I do like lifting the tone up and making it a split coil though. It sounds really, really good. You get that nice snap and articulation and attack. And it still sounds pretty heavy, I have to say, but you get that extra clarity and punch from the pickup. Obviously, I like to do metal, and I do use this guitar for metal, even though it doesn't look like a metal guitar. So just use a full humbucker for metal, and it absolutely shreds, I'm pleased to say. So yeah, don't think that this is just for blues or, you know, dad rock, basically. You can use it for everything modern. So a couple of things I said in my last review that I would improve on this guitar, well, not improve, would be better to my taste is a better way of saying it, would be 3 things. To have better upper fret access here, to get rid of the middle pickup because I don't use it very often. I'm constantly knocking into it with my pick. And lastly, to have 24 frets because I know it's a Strat, I know it's typical to have 21 or 22 frets. For me, as an Ibanez player, I'm just so used to 24 frets. It makes sense for me to have 2 full octaves on a string. My personal philosophy is it just makes sense to have those 2 octaves rather than an octave and nearly 2. Anyway, so yeah, I thought it'd be great if Schecter made those adjustments in those 3 different areas and brought out a version of this. Well, technically, they actually did. They've just brought out a Schecter MV6 model that is spookily to my specification. It's really funny. It's almost like they watched my last review and just made my dream Strat. So yeah, that Schecter MV6. I'm trying to hold myself back, but I'm tempted by that guitar, seriously. Anyway, I will not be selling this at any point soon because it's just great for what it is. I just love the sound of this 100%. Obviously those three things I just said about the upper fret access, 24 frets, no middle pickup, it's not something I can really criticize the guitar for because I knew this before I bought it, right? Things on this guitar that could be better. There's only two really. The first one being is it would be really nice if it came with a treble bleed circuit already installed, because I had to get it installed and go to a luthier to get that done, and it's just a bit of a hindrance. Like my other Ibanez guitars, they already have that treble bleed circuit. It's not even something I had to think about getting until I got this guitar, and I noticed that when I reduce the volume, treble would just disappear, and that's annoying. So yeah, it'd be nice if they came just automatically with a treble bleed circuit. It's not an expensive job in the first place. It'd just be nice if they just included that so people don't have to go out the way after buying this guitar and get the treble bleed installed. The second thing, this is going to sound so finicky, but it just goes to show how great this guitar is. This is the only thing that I could complain about, is the volume pot tends to crackle a lot. And I know this is because of dust, because I've gone in underneath the volume control and used loads of WD-40 to get rid of the dust, and it fixes the crackling. But then, very shortly afterwards, the crackling comes back again. So the dust is obviously going under the volume control very, very easy and making that crackling sound. I just don't understand why it's happening so often with this guitar. I don't have that issue with my other electrics. It just seems to be this one that somehow collects dust very, very easy underneath the volume control. But that is it. That is all I can criticize on this guitar. I mean, what more could you want? If I had the choice to go for a more expensive Strat, I don't know what else I'd ask for in a guitar. Maybe you guys could tell me, what is it that this guitar is missing that makes a Fender Pro Strat so much better? I honestly have no idea. I don't feel the need to upgrade to anything better Strat-wise than this type of guitar. It sounds amazing. It does the job. It stays in tune. It's easy to play. Maybe you can tell me, pop in the comments what I'm missing out on by not having a real Fender Strat. I just don't know. Right, so we are going to get into the sounds. I'm going to show you how this guitar sounds on clean, obviously pushed clean, mid-gain, full-on metal, and you're going to hear just how versatile this guitar is. It certainly isn't just for dad rock or dad blues rock, trust me. So without further ado, let's get into those sounds. So, what did you think of those tones? I mean, especially that pickup, it just sounds incredible. Anyway, obviously guys, I'm not affiliated, I'm not getting paid for this video. This is my honest review. I've tried to be as brutally honest as I can. Oh, one extra plus that I forgot to mention. It is so hard to create a dent in this paint job. I don't know what they've done, but this paint job is really thick. So I've banged this into things so many times and there's hardly a single mark on it. It's been super easy to just keep in pristine condition, which is an extra bonus. You don't always get that with other guitar brands. So yeah, I don't know what they did with this paint, but yeah, it's really hard to mark. I think I've only got a couple of dents. Right guys, so that is my review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked this video, please make sure to subscribe, make sure to like, comment down below if you have one of these and what your favorite feature of it is, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.